Hello there, welcome to the video. I have another game from the Icelandic League. This one was the third round game. I didn't play in the second round. I think I mentioned in the last video we had 5 rounds over only 4 days. So I was busy on Friday, the second round, but I played the rest. So this was the second round. And I had a few opponents I could play. Usually you see the lineup of your opponents from the day before, the players that they have available, but a lot of the times, some people play some games and some people rest, so you don't always know. So you have 2 or 3 guys that you, think that you will play. So I was actually expecting to play somebody else, but I ended up playing against Baldur Theodor Pettersson. He is living in Sweden. He has, an Icelandic mother and a Swedish father, but has been living in Sweden, I think, almost all of his life. And yeah, another one of these Swedish kids. I didn't have the best experience at the European Club Cup when I lost against Martin Jökstad, and I saw that a lot of these Swedish guys, they're well prepared, and I even had some nightmares because one of the guys on the Icelandic team was Isak Storme, who played, I saw him also in playing, diagonally to me at the European Club Cup. So these Swedish guys, and it turned out he was pretty well prepared, even though he should not have had much time because I actually shifted boards. I think I played 5th board and 4th board, something like that. So no, I played 4th board in the first round, didn't I? And then 5th there. Either one. Okay, I switched, but I can't remember which way. So he shouldn't have fully expected to play me, but it turned out he was well prepared. Okay, he played e4. I played the French, which I do almost all of the time. And I played him once before in the league, and on that occasion I agreed to a short draw. Like I said, there are a lot of games, so sometimes maybe too much. I like to rest and make some draws. Getting older, but okay. Sometimes you gotta play. Anyway, he played d3, which I wasn't too unhappy to see. So I played d5, and I thought, okay, if he prepared, and even if you saw my lines, I'm happy to play this. Knight g3, knight g6, and most of my games, people go g3, and I'm quite happy to play this line with bishop c5. Bishop d2, castles, castles, and I play e5. I'm quite happy. c3, a5. And actually, a lot of people play queen e2 here, which isn't anything special because bishop a6 is coming, and I've scored pretty well with this blitz. But he played the move c3, which can still transpose, like if I go a5, which I did, and many times they go g3. But I think I might switch it up and start playing something else, maybe even e5 here. We are accepting, having lost the tempo with e6, e5, but now we're playing white down a tempo against the filator, which isn't the most scary thing in the world, to be honest. Black can almost play it like a filator, but there are still some tricks. Anyway, I sort of stuck to what I know. I played a5. Didn't think he was fully prepared here. He played e5, knight d7, d4, and f6. The important thing to know here, he played bishop b5, and this is move 8, and it's my move. So the important thing to know here, if we go back, e4, e6, the position we had in the game is actually what you can get from the so-called Guimard variation against the Tarrasch, where you go knight c6, and this is one of the key lines there. Black goes f6, bishop b5, fe5. Yeah, so this is actually the position after the 7th move from white, so it's black to move. And I've already played f6, right? So in the game, I'm kind of gaining a tempo, but then again, not really. So he plays d3, d4, so he loses 1 tempo there. And I have already gotten a5 in, but a5 isn't necessarily the best move. So it's kind of transposed to a keyboard where white lost the tempo, but I played the move a5, which isn't necessarily the best. Okay, and here again he was playing pretty fast, so now I was starting to think he's prepared in this line. I don't like this line. It's a bit of an annoying line. Bishop b5 is a good move. If you don't know bishop b5, you can actually get in trouble. If you take this, I take with the queen, and I'm pretty quick to hit white with e5. Maybe even e5 immediately, but maybe bishop d6. Maybe I should have gone e5 immediately. But if he castles, castles and then e5, he can get in trouble. I think knight f1, e3 is actually a maneuver. But I have a lot of blitz games like this, where I get e5 in and everything, springs wide open for black. I think I even have a classical game where I won in like 20 moves. So bishop b5 is a strong move, and he knew that. And here I was thinking, I want to avoid something, and I thought, if I take on e5, looks like theory, and he knows what he's doing. If I play this, I was trying to remember, knight d4 or something. I can't defend if he takes. I mean, this looks a little bit bad because he has this very annoying fork. But I have choices. I can take this or go knight b8. Knight b8 protects this. If I want to be safe, knight b8, maybe knight e5 is just working. Might be a good move. But this if I want to be safe, and then just castle. c5 is coming. Queen check, I have g6, nothing going on. But still there, knight d4 is strong, and I bet he was prepared here as well. So I thought I was, avoiding preparation with bishop e7. He took, I took with a bishop. If I take with a knight, there's knight e5. Castles, castles. And again, he played everything immediately. I think here I offered to draw. Just to see where his head was. If he declines, fine. I mean, if he accepts, fine. I was down on the clock and not super happy with my position. If he declines, maybe I'm putting some pressure on him to play for the win. And he declined. And actually, the joke is on me because I started to remember now that this was a game that I played before. This exact position I had in a game I lost pretty badly in 2008 against Grandmaster Elshan Mordiabadi. So I just it didn't cross my mind that he had prepared, so I wasn't really thinking about the game, but during the game I started to remember and have some bad memories. In that game he played queen b3 here, and yeah, I lost pretty badly. We can just quickly go over some moves, and he ended up taking on h7, and I'm completely lost. Move 22, very bad game. But he played knight f1, which is actually an improvement, stockfish #1 move. So again, I'm stuck way down on the clock, playing against some Swedish guy's computer. The exact thing that pissed me off at the European Club Cup, and the thing that I was trying to improve and avoid. But okay, so my mental state wasn't the greatest at this point. So now I was actually desperately trying to find a way to get out of his preparation, and I think that's why I played knight c to b8. It's a bit of a weird move, but I was sure, okay, at least he's playing chess now. Because if I play like, I don't know even what to play, knight f8 or something. Knight f8 is probably a normal move, but then he would have played something else. So I wanted to change that. So I was willing to play a strange move to change that. And I do have some ideas. I want to play b6 and bishop a6, c5, and maybe clear the way for the rook to defend. So that's what happened. Bishop d3. I played b6. The knight came into the game. And of course, I hated this because he's very easily gaining the bishop pair. If anyone he wants, he can just take this, and he has a positional advantage. So I know I'm struggling here. He kept the light squared bishop, played c5. So I'm struggling, but at least I'm getting the pieces out. I was kind of expecting him to take on f6. He has the bishop pair, and hadn't fully decided. Maybe I would have even taken the pawn. It's a bit dodgy, but I thought I would survive. Maybe I maneuver the queen, get the king out of the way, rook g8. White is better, but should hold. I could hold, I mean. Should hold, I don't know. He played rook e3, which at the time I thought was clever. Because now he's starting to ice some some ideas of some sacrifices. You know, this is in the air, like in the one of the body game. There's some ideas of knight e5 and rook here, etc. So I needed the 45. I played knight f8, and I plucked something into e5, and I found nothing better than to give away my bishop here. He could have taken it anyway, but of course he has a pretty nice positional advantage here. Bishop d5, queen f7, and yeah, he should be able to nurture this advantage a bit here. He played rook e3, which may or may not have been the best. I took on d4, and now he should take with a pawn, and should be able to torture me for a while. I mean, I'm not lost, but it's a lot more difficult to play, and he always has this grip on the e5 square, and if he does that, you know, this is a backward pawn. And I'm sort of lacking counterplay, that's the main problem. But I took with the queen, and as often happens in games at my level and all the way down, even at higher levels, you kind of always have at least one chance, you know, to do something in the game. And this was a chance I got to like turn the tide. Unfortunately, I was tactically aware and I found that opportunity. Can you find the move? It's not like a winning move, but it's like a move that gets me into the game. Pause if you want to find it, but I played the move e5 here, and this sort of, you know, turns the tide a little bit. Tactically, it obviously works because if he takes, he's going to have back rank issues. He can't protect this square with the queen. The pawn is in the way, he can't protect this. So he would lose the queen. So he could retreat or take on b6. He took on b6. But now, kind of the point of e5, which I was happy to see, queen h5. Hitting this back rank mate. There's only one move, h4. But now h6, and his bishop is trapped. I was feeling happy. But I was way down the clock, and here he found, practically, you know, in a practical way, it was a very good find, because otherwise he might just be lost. He found the move bishop f6, and I was like, what is this? What sorcery is this? Panicked a little bit. I can't take the bishop. If I take it, queen takes. And how will I defend against this? I'm actually just lost, and now this bishop is lurking. I can't interpose anything here. I'm toast. Fortunately, well, that's what I thought. I found rook e6, and I thought, okay, I'm winning here. What can he do? Turns out I'm not. He should have played queen a5, which he did not do. He played another move. So queen takes a5, and now I can't take with the rook because of this. Check takes. So I would have to take with a pawn. Then he has rook g3, king f7, and then he takes what did I? Rook g3, king f7, and he takes this. And he actually has 3 pawns for the piece, and he's not even done material. And this is a really hard position for me because my pieces are kind of scattered around the board. So I think he has, well, I don't think he has. He has the better position here according to the computer. Unfortunately, I missed a rather easy win here. I could have played simply knight d7. And in time trouble, I just missed it. Simple move. Let me take this. Everything's protected. I'm up a clear piece. But okay, I saw rook e6, so I played it. So that's kind of one of the reasons I missed knight d7. I wasn't looking for an alternative because I thought rook e6 was winning. And he surprised me again. So queen a5 is the best move, and white is going to be better, but he played rook g3. And again, fantastic practical move, and I was like, what sorcery is this? He was supposed to have lost the piece and I should be winning, but he's finding these crazy moves. What's going on? Now, of course I can't take the bishop because the pawn is pinned now. And do I take the queen? That's what I did. I took the queen, and he found the perpetual. Well, there's nothing to find. He took the perpetual, and he has to give the double check. Check, and check. So I have to move the king, otherwise I would take an f6. So yeah, this, and we repeat. But going back, I missed another clear win. And yeah, this move I should have found, even though I was down on the clock. Because I don't really have to look for a move. I can take on b6 to bail out, like I did. And I should be able to calculate pretty quickly that he does not have a win there, it's just a perpetual. So then I should try to find a way to win the game. And I should be able to find the winning move, which is queen f7. And then I just take the bishop on f6. If it takes on g7, I take it. And I'm going to be at least up a piece. You know, if he takes on e6, knight takes, bishop takes g7. So I'll just show you. If he takes this, we take. And this is probably the best he can do. And I'm up a piece, and this should be winning. And if he moves the queen, then I'll just take. I can even take with the rook and have an attack here. So yeah, the fourth game in a row where I kind of, you know, lose half a point. You know, have a win, clear win, miss it, and it's a draw, which can affect you a little bit. And I'm not going to lie that and say it didn't, because it did. But looking at the whole game, I was struggling in the opening. So overall, I can't be too happy with a draw, especially the way I was feeling with him prepared to meet down on the clock and a difficult position. So in the end, a draw was, I think, a fair result. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you in another chess video. Bye bye.